Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking retinoids, but the super strength variety. Retinoids can be a fantastic addition to your skincare routine because they increase the rate of cellular turnover, which will help eliminate some hyperpigmentation and help to resurface the skin. They're also clinically proven to boost the levels of collagen in the skin, which can eliminate fine lines, wrinkles, and just give the skin an overall more youthful look. I've been using retinoids in my skincare routine for so long, and I've gradually built up the strength that I've been using to where I'm getting some really great results from those maximum strength retinoids. I want to share with you some of the products that I've been enjoying and share with you the results that you can expect to get. So sit back, relax, and let's talk high strength retinoids. Now, before we jump into this and I share with you the amazing recommendations I've got, I do just want to issue a big old disclaimer, and that is retinoids are super potent and super powerful ingredients. They shouldn't be taken too lightly and should definitely do your research before introducing them into your routine. Make sure that you start at a low strength retinoid and work your way up as your skin becomes accustomed to the ingredient. Don't go straight in with one of these hard, strong retinoids because that's going to lead to sensitivity, redness, and irritation. The recommendations I'm going to be making in today's video are definitely for the established retinol user that kind of wants to just up their game, maximize the benefits they can get from this ingredient, then this is definitely the video for you. If you're looking to start your retinoid journey, maybe introduce something at a lower strength, then I'm going to leave a link to a video up there. Definitely worth checking out because that'll help you work out the right strength for your skin type and what you're trying to get out of the use of the ingredient. Now, let's cut the waffle and jump straight on into these recommendations. And I'm going to start with the true tested old favourites, which are Tretinoin and Adapolene. These two forms of vitamin A are the ones that have been studied for decades and dermatologists absolutely adore, and for good reason, because you can get great results from them. They're on prescription, so for most countries, most territories, we'll have to get a prescription to access these two ingredients, which is why I've got some great over-the-counter recommendations I'm going to come on to later in the video. I covered Tretinoin, which I'll leave a link to up there, in a recent video. This is fantastic for fine lines, wrinkles, boosting collagen production and resurfacing the skin. It's the form of vitamin A that's closest to what our skin needs it to be in order to deliver those fantastic results, so it converts really quickly and will deliver really powerful results. I'd say Tretinoin is the one that people find most difficult to incorporate into their routine because it gives the most side effects, so definitely be mindful of that, and I would almost recommend introducing all of these other over-the-counter options first, almost using them as a gateway, a staging post to get to that Tretinoin, because by acclimatizing your skin to vitamin A, when you do move to Tretinoin as like your end state, you won't get as much sensitivity or irritation. Adapolene, often called Differin, which is the trade name, is fantastic if you have acne prone, blemish prone and oily skin. Whilst you'll still get some anti-aging benefits from including in your routine, it's most effective at tackling acne breakouts, hyperpigmentation associated with acne, and just making sure you dial back some of that oil production in the skin. It's fairly unique with how it works, and because it's a modern generation of retinoid, you won't get as many side effects with this. Again, I would still recommend you build up through the strength of the over-the-counter products before you reach for Differin or Adapolene, unless it's been prescribed by a professional, but it can deliver so many great results for acne sufferers, and I've used it on and off for years and always got the results that I wanted from it. Now, whilst I love Tretinoin and Adapolene, I do find that they're not as accessible as I would like them to be. They often mean you have to visit the dermatologist or the doctor to get a prescription to incorporate these in your skincare routine. Not everyone has time to do that, not everyone has the money to do it, or has access to a dermatologist. And so I think there's some great over-the-counter options, which I'm going to come on to now. These are all available in store or online and can deliver some really powerful results. There's two different types of retinoids I'm going to talk about: retinals and retinols. They are subtly different, and I'm going to start with the retinals. These are high potency products because retinal is more easily converted by the skin into what it needs to, the retinoic acid, which is what gives the great results. Because it requires fewer metabolic pathways to get to that retinoic acid, it means it's that more powerful, it packs a greater punch, and so often it'll come in a lower concentration than what you'll see with retinols that I'm coming on to later in the video. There's two that I'm going to call out and recommend. My go-to ride or die favourite is this. This is the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game Retinal. They do two strengths. They do a 5 and a 10. This is the 10, which is honestly super high strength, and I love it. The 5 is what I call a medium strength retinoid. So this is a really great way if you want to work your way up. Buy the medium strength, the 5, and then work your way up to the 10 after a couple of months once your skin's got used to the ingredient. I've got so many great results from this, and it's in a slightly creamy consistency, which means it doesn't dry the skin out the way that some retinoids can. It's nice and hydrating and nourishing for the skin, so the side effects for this higher strength retinoid are honestly minimal when you compare it to some other products. When it comes to retinals, I honestly think you've got to go a long way to beat Medik8 and their Crystal Retinal collection. Similarly with Geek and Gorgeous, they do multiple strengths. Their Crystal Retinals start at 1 and work their way up to 10. This is great if you're looking to gradually introduce this ingredient and you kind of don't want to be faffing around with knowing what's a low, medium or high strength. You just work your way up month by month through the collection, so it's kind of taken all the guesswork out. The Crystal Retinal 10 honestly is probably the closest thing to Tretinoin or Adapolene in terms of the highest strength that you can get on the market, and I've got stunning results from it. The only reason I choose to reach for the Geek and Gorgeous over that in my day-to-day routine is because the Geek and Gorgeous is significantly cheaper, and it depends on what your price point or your budget is. If you're happy to splurge and spend on a really good retinoid, then honestly the Medik8 Crystal Retinal 10 is where it's at. The formulation that's gone into this is like mind-blowing. The delivery mechanisms that are built into is why it gets so much high potency and praise, and honestly it's all deserved. I love this product, and putting the money aside because it isn't the cheapest product out there, you are definitely getting what you pay for with such great technology built in. Now let's talk retinols. They're the same family as retinals in that retinoid family of vitamin A derivatives, but they do have to go through quite a few more metabolic pathways to be converted to the retinoic acid, which our skin uses to boost that collagen and do all the good stuff that we're looking to achieve. However, you can get some really high strength retinols on the market, and these are what I'm going to call out today. First and foremost, I'm going to call out the Paula's Choice Clinical Retinol 1%. This, when it came out, changed the game, changed the retinol game, because this was about as strong as you could get at the time. This is a 1% pure form retinol, which is the highest you can get in a lot of territories without requiring that prescription. Honestly, this packs a punch. Whilst they have got some hydrating and some nourishing ingredients alongside the retinol, you will still get some dryness, peeling and irritation when you introduce this, and you kind of have to just work your way through that. These are what we call the retinol uglies, which I think is a very unfortunate term for it, but there are some hints, tips and hacks you can incorporate to sort of offset them and avoid them as much as possible, and I'll leave a link to a video I did up there capturing some of these hacks which if you want to introduce a high strength product like this. I love this product. Whilst Paula's Choice isn't my go-to favourite skincare brand, they do have some holy grails, and this honestly is 10 out of 10. I've left links to all of these products, by the way, down below if you do want to check out the ingredients, the prices, wherever you are, some of the reviews online. I've left links below, so feel free to browse them if you want. Now we're going to come on to Drunk Elephant. Now, I don't often talk about Drunk Elephant on this channel because they have a bit of a shady past. They're not the best brand, if I'm honest. I think they're overpriced for what they deliver. But their A-Passioni retinol cream is hands down one of the best high-strength retinoids out there. This is really strong, and this was my first foray into really high-strength over-the-counter retinols, and I thought, it's probably not going to do a lot. It might do something at the margins, but it's probably not going to do a whole lot. Wow, was I wrong. Even as an established retinoid user, I got dryness, peeling and irritation, which is really just signifies the strength of the product. It does have some hydrators in there, which will offset that to some extent, but again, you need to be prepared to have some side effects when you introduce this product, like I said you would get with the Paula's Choice as well. Make sure you're using those hints, tips and hacks to get a more smooth incorporation, but whilst I wouldn't normally recommend Drunk Elephant, I think of all of their product range, this is probably the one that's the best. It's the best formulated, it's the best thought through, and whilst it comes at a high Drunk Elephant price point, I genuinely think for the formulation and the ingredients, in this case, it is justified. But no, for the rest of the Drunk Elephant range, keep on walking, nothing to see. This is the one product I think is worth the splurge. All of the products I've mentioned so far have been cruelty-free, and this is the same case for the Sunday Riley A+ serum. This is a little bit more complicated because they don't actually put the concentration, the percentages on the box or on the website, but I did reach out to Sunday Riley and they happily shared that information with me, which I love. This has been badged for years as being a really high strength retinoid, so I was interested to see those percentages. This comes with a 5% retinol ester blend and a 1% encapsulated retinol. Now all of that is like marketing speak and scientific gumph, and it can be really difficult to translate that into the pure retinol retinol equivalent. However, Sunday Riley were really kind to share that with me, and they said that these two forms of retinoid together will give an equivalent of about a 0.6% pure form retinol. Now that's actually a really good strength. It's not quite as strong as the Paula's Choice or the Drunk Elephant that I've just referenced, but it is still up there in terms of the strength. I love this because this is in a much more serum based formulation than the creamy ones that I've just talked about, making it great if you have acne prone skin, oily skin, and you just want a really lightweight serum style of retinoid. This is the one that I'd go for. Now you probably noticed in this video, with the exception of the Geek and Gorgeous, these all come with a slightly higher price tag. It is quite normal to see the higher the retinoid strength, the higher the price point. This isn't price gouging on the part of brands. It does just cost more to formulate with these higher percentage retinoids, and so this is something that has to be factored into that price point. If you're looking for a more affordable option, then of course you have got the Geek and Gorgeous Retinal that I referenced earlier. But if you're looking for a retinol that's affordable and for a more drugstore price point, then you could go for the Maelove Moonlight Super Retinol Serum. That's a mouthful to say, and this is a product that I've only recently tried. Whilst they haven't disclosed the percentages of this product, which I think is a shame, you can definitely tell it's a high strength product from the results that you get and some of the side effects that people do experience. This has some element of fragrance oils in here, so I definitely wouldn't use this if you had sensitive skin. But for everyone else, this could be great. It's super nourishing and it hydrates you to the gods. So if you have very dry skin and you're worried about using a high strength retinoid, this could be a really great option for you because it will add back to the hydration rather than stripping and drying the skin that some of the other recommendations I've mentioned today could risk. So there you have it, guys. My recommendations for those super high strength retinoids that you might want to think of incorporating in your skincare routine if you're an established retinoid user and you want to just get a little extra punch from the ingredient when it comes to tackling fine lines, wrinkles and textural irregularities. I would love to know what your go-to retinoids are, so leave me them in the comments section below to let me know. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well and look after your skin. Take care. Bye.